Emanuel Newton, not only more experienced, he is the former world light heavyweight champion.
That's right, he's used to fighting in Bellator. This is Phil Davis's debut. It sometimes takes guys a minute to get their legs under them in a new promotion. Phil Davis, no learning curve tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, live on Spike, Bellator MMA presented by Miller Lite now moves to the second semifinal in the light heavyweight tournament set. For 2 5-minute rounds, we introduce the blue corner. At 6'1", he weighed in 204 pounds even. The former Bellator light heavyweight world champion returns with a professional record of 25 victories, 8 defeats, and 1 draw. Hailing from Long Beach, California, Emanuel, the Hardcore Kid Newton. And across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. At 6'2", he weighed in 205.8 pounds tonight. Making his Bellator debut, he brings 13 professional victories with 3 defeats. He fights out of San Diego, California, presenting Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Jason Herzog.
Emanuel Newton is one of the strangest, most unorthodox fighters you will see. He looks beatable, but yet thrives as an underdog.
Yeah, completely. He lures you into that kind of false sense of security, and he's spinning back fists you to sleep. That's his strategy.
The touch of the gloves, the second semi is underway. The fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original Pilsner Cheers. It's Miller time. The winner faces King Mo for the light heavyweight tournament final.
The problem here is it can take a while to figure out Emanuel Newton. No one's looked good against him. Phil Davis with 2 rounds doesn't have time to do that.
2 fighters, it is very hard to hit.
They both have kind of a herky-jerky sort of style, very unorthodox.
Phil Davis has never been stopped in 16 fights, many of them obviously at the UFC level. Has been in with the top light heavyweights in the world. Considered by many the favorite in this tournament. But the rules, which we talked about during the King Mo Lipton Vassell fight, changed the dynamic.
Both guys using the lead foot. Both guys moving a lot. Both guys trying to check range with their hands.
Emanuel Newton said he was destined to lose the light heavyweight title. His spirit wasn't right. He watched the tape back. He didn't even recognize himself in that fight. He has rededicated himself. He's trained harder. There's that spinning back fist, which has recorded some of the most spectacular knockouts in Bellator history.
If you look back, that was a close fight. That was a fight he almost won. Very close decision.
That's where he doesn't want to be, in the grasp of Phil Davis. 4 years at Penn State, 4-time All-American, national champion.
Now 1 hook in, he's already going for the rear naked. To the right arm is planted right near the jaw. As soon as his hips are in good position, he's going to try and slide it up. But right now, going with the wrestling ride.
For the fun of it, after winning the national championship a year later, he became no-gi world jiu-jitsu champion.
Nice takedown right into side control.
Yeah, download the free Spike app with full episodes of your favorite shows anywhere, anytime, for free. Now available on the App Store and Google Play.
Lock up the Kimura. Lipton Vassell had some success with this submission last time when he fought Emanuel Newton but couldn't finish it. Now he's in good position now.
He moves so smoothly with those hips.
And that's what Emanuel Newton is known for. Those last-second escapes, explodes right at the right time.
How many times did Lipton Vassell happen within an inch of defeat and the world title?
You can only say it so many times. That was a 5-round fight. Emanuel Newton cannot afford to give up a round escaping submissions.
Especially against Phil Davis, you can get on, if Phil Davis gets up a round and then he gets on top of you early in round 2.
Done.
You kind of finished my thought there. It was pretty
Totally,
cool.
totally.
That's what I'm here for, buddy.
Emanuel Newton tried to roll out of that. Now, he won't panic in this situation. I can't envision a scenario in which Emanuel Newton panics about anything. He has not been stopped since 2009. He hasn't been submitted since 2009.
Dave's hunting for some front choke opportunities, has great front chokes, anacondas, guillotines. What Emanuel can't do is sit here in this position. Nice job getting back to his feet, but Phil Davis not letting him off the hook. There it is. The difference in high-level wrestling, national champions, All-Americans, is that second effort. They lock you up and they go for the trip. If you get out of the trip, they switch to something else. It's not just one and done.
Glover Teixeira being talked about for a world title shot in the UFC. He was dominated by Phil Davis.
Yep. Crushing top control, long arms, which makes it easy to hunt for submissions like this. Man, he's going hard for that Kimura.
Emanuel Newton trying to get the legs free so he can sweep out of it. He's in huge trouble, and it's over. A visceral, efficient, effective, and dominant Bellator debut for Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis.
When you think of how many times Emanuel Newton has been in submission trouble in his Bellator career, and he is submitted in the first round by Phil Davis, that's the kind of debut you want.
It's been over 6 years since Emanuel Newton was stopped in a fight. Phil Davis stops him in round 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage at 4 minutes, 39 seconds into round number 1. The tap comes by way of a Kimura, advancing by submission now to the tournament championship, Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis.
Thank you. Phil, not just a win in your Bellator debut, not just advancing to the finals, a dominant performance against the former champion. How does it feel?
Oh, it feels excellent, man. All these people showed up here from San Jose tonight to see something awesome. Hey, thank you guys. I love you. Bellator, I love you guys.
Of course, moving on to the finals against King Mo. What's your message to him?
Be ready, baby. I'm coming.
You heard it. That's your final. Mr. Wonderful Phil Davis versus King Mo. Give it up.
Now Phil Davis fighting in front of the world at the highest level. Well, Francis Carmont not only went to the UFC, he won 6 straight when he got there. He has played and performed on the big stage before.
Yeah, and not a lot of physical differences between these two fighters, very evenly matched.
Presented by Miller Lite, Bellator MMA now moves to the 4-man one-night light heavyweight tournament championship set for 3 5-minute rounds. Is brought to you by Blackheart Premium Spiced Rum, Seduction in a Bottle, the official rum of Bellator MMA. And now, first introducing the blue corner, at 6'2", weighing in 205.8 pounds, successful tonight in his Bellator debut as a professional. He now stands at 14-3. He fights out of San Diego, California. Introducing Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis. And across the cage is adversary fighting out of the red corner at 6'3". He weighed in 205 pounds even as a professional now. 24 wins with 10 defeats from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Introducing Francis Limitless Carmont. And the referee in charge of the contest is Jason Herzog.
There's a reason you have an alternate fight.
Touch gloves, not ready to fight.
What you talked about with the tournament, variables. Who gets hurt, who has energy, who drops out, who goes in. That's what we're seeing in the finals, variables.
On the line, a light heavyweight title fight against the winner of the main event tonight, Tito Ortiz and Liam McGarry. Phil Davis never got that title shot in the UFC. He can earn it in the Bellator cage right now. The fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time.
the last I will grapple with the great wrestler, great submission fighter in there. It's a matter of who gets position, who has the right timing, who seizes the opportunity. Both guys very dangerous on the ground.
Is there a difference in wrestling styles between someone who is in Europe and learned and trained in Europe and an All-American?
Yeah, very true. I mean, the typical quote-unquote American wrestler, a blast style of takedown. When you have guys like Brandon Slade, Jordan Burroughs, guys who've been successful on the international scene, they have a very physically dynamic style. Guys in Europe tend to scramble a little bit more. Also remember, Carmont, Western Europe, not known for great wrestling. Great wrestlers generally come out of Eastern Europe. He has to work on his takedown tonight, for sure, and his defense.
This will be reported, and I'm sure Twitter's going crazy as we speak, but this was a very late decision. King Mo was cleared earlier, immediately after his fight. This was a late decision, so then the decision to check on Linton Vassell to see if he could go, that came very late.
Right. He might not have had a lot of warm-up time. I always say, hope for the best, you prepare for the worst. Carmont knew this could happen.
Phil Davis's fight about 2.5 hours ago. Carmont's was over 5 hours ago. Is there any difference there?
Oh, big time. That's when the damage, any fatigue really starts setting in after about a half hour, an hour. That's when it really gets to you. I would say advantage Phil Davis.
Phil Davis was the favorite going into this tournament. You can only imagine now. Imagine the roller coaster of emotion for Phil Davis when his Bellator debut was as dominant, as impressive as it was, if things don't go his way here.
Oh my God! It's over!
Left. Jason Marzon giving the extra time, but it was never in doubt. Wow! The blue chip free agent Phil Davis is dominant. Monstrous impact in his debut, and he is next in line for a shot. He'll finally get that shot at the light heavyweight world title.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Jason Herzog steps in, waves off the contest. Official time, 2 minutes, 15 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, and now the light heavyweight tournament champion, Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis.
Phil, my first question for you, a submission in the opening round, a knockout in the finals. You couldn't have scripted it any better, man.
Man, I don't even know what just happened, man. I just want to thank God.
You knocked him out.
Is that what happened? He might have knocked me out. I forgot. Yeah, man, I just want to thank God. I had the best training camp. I got the best coaches. I got the best teammates, the best people around me, man. And you know what? I might be telling on myself, but man, I might have did something wrong, okay? I don't know what the California State Athletic Commission tests for. I have so many people praying for me right now. Everybody at home, thank you. I love you guys. Man, my prayer count is off the charts. All right, you understand what I'm saying? It's off the charts. So this is for you guys.
My question to you, a tournament champion belt, but I know the belt you want. It's on the line tonight. What do you think of that fight? The champ, Liam McGeary versus Tito Ortiz. You're on the spot. What's your pick?
You know what? You know, I'd rather fight. I want to fight Liam McGeary. He's young, he's fresh, he's long. I want to be the guy to take him out. But if that guy happens to be Tito Ortiz, the legend, I'm fine with that.
Well, right now you get to savor a great tournament victory. Let's give it up for Phil Davis, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Francis Ngannou. Subscribe now to the PFL MMA YouTube channel.